Hey, welcome back to the Infamous Podcast. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Darryl, it's that time.
It's time. That one? Like Bruce Buffer?
Well, you did it. You were much too subdued. Did you jump? Did you make the little jump?
No, because I was finishing choking down a couple vitamins.
I'm so disappointed in you. Anyway, that being said, yes, it is time. Fighting out of the red corner. And then he does a little jump again when he goes to the blue corner. I love it. Anyway.
That is hilarious.
Hey, gang. This is episode 503, Certified Infamous Movies of 2025. So what better way to kick off the new year for the next couple weeks is to kick back and look at what happened last year. So we've added a whole new category to the Certified Infamous list. So now it's not just what our Certified Infamous movies are. We have our honorable mentions as usual, and we have a new category, First Eliminated.
And yes,
And
those are the weakest links.
honestly, I like the five first eliminated you have. I very easily could have done 4 of them. Well, actually 3 of them because I didn't see one of them. But the second one on your list is one of the worst movies of the year, and I memory hold that it was like not something I watched. Especially because he had a movie that was like borderline in my Certified Infamous and like was borderline on my honorable mention, and neither it made neither list. So anyway, D, how you doing, buddy?
It's a new year, new you.
So
my team is humming basketball.
Yeah.
My least favorite time of year for college football is the portal, but there is college football playoffs.
Yeah.
So
it's
a lot of stuff going on sports wise.
Yeah, my Pistons beat up on the Knicks last night, and I'm thinking that's going to be the Eastern Conference Final right there, and hopefully that's the proper result.
Sure.
I know you don't watch NBA.
I'm saying that as someone who doesn't watch NBA anymore. That's why I'm like, sure. I have no idea who's good.
I got out of watching college basketball because of my grudge with the Bearcats. And you know me, I like to hold a grudge. And I just started
like The Grudge.
Well, a grudge. You know, I've never seen The Grudge.
Did you see the original?
No,
like the Japanese version.
I've never seen.
So nothing.
No, nothing. I think something comes out of a TV or a well or something. I don't know. Anyway, that might be The Ring, which I never saw either. You know how I feel about horror movies. Anyway, but yeah, so football season has ended for both of our teams, so that's fun. But I have been, I've been trolling my own fan base all day.
How?
One, none of these people watch the AFC North because, you know, they're Giants fans. They live in New York. They think the NFC East is the only division in football. But me, growing up in Cincinnati, have watched tons of AFC North football because if it's the Giants are on, I usually just watch the Bengals so I can watch some football. But Jim Harbaugh and Kevin Stefanski got fired. So I've been going around. What? John Harbaugh. Sorry, John Harbaugh. So I've been going around saying what the Giants need to do is hire Harbaugh as the head coach, Stefanski as the offensive coordinator, so they have the OG Browns coach and the new Coke Browns coach. And none of them get that joke. They don't understand what I'm talking about because, like, you know, anyway. But because I always call the Ravens the OG. Like I think the NFL should make the Ravens go back to being the Browns, and the Browns get to be the Ravens for 5 years. I think it's only fair because that first Super Bowl, that was a Browns Super Bowl. Almost all of those guys were originally Cleveland Browns, and that team was like on the verge of being great when they were in Cleveland. Yes. So anyway,
yes.
That being said, the other fun thing is a lot of people keep saying they want Mike Tomlin as a coach for the Giants. And I'm like, we don't. Here's the thing. The Rooney Mara family that owns the Giants and the Steelers, the Rooney side of that family over there, they like to win. They have probably the best organization in the NFL. Oh, God, I can't. I hate having to say that.
Be okay.
Anyway, the New York Football Giants version of the Rooney Mara family, the Maras, especially John Mara, dude, beat cancer, please. Just get well soon. But cannot keep his nose out of what has been happening on the football side of things since Tom Coughlin retired, got fired, left, whatever. And it's why we're so bad now. So
it's kind of like Jerry Jones then.
Yeah, but here's my hope is that John Harbaugh says, you know what? I do want to coach Jackson Dart. I do want to coach Cam Scadabo. I do want to coach Abdul Carter. But I don't want Joe Shane as my GM. He's got to go.
Yeah. I did see that his agent said 7 teams have contacted him. I hope the first 7 of those teams are the Bengals because...
Dude, no.
Yeah.
Zach Taylor I mean, I assume he's one of the Davises with his haircut is coming back as coach and GM. What's his name? I would never Duke Tobin thing. Don't he look like Al Davis's kid?
You basically went with him liar liar. You're not important enough to remember.
I mean, pretty much. I mean,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I went full Thanos. I don't even know who you are. Anyway, all right. Let's just hop right in because we got a lot of movies to talk about. Now, these are not full reviews. This is not the best movie of the year, although I do have the best movie of the year on my list. I think you do too. Yeah, you do as well. And anyway, so these are the certified infamous movies. They're not the best. They're the ones that we liked.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
There are absolutely there are absolutely instances where I had a movie rated higher and didn't make didn't trump another movie that I just thought I had more fun in.
I will say this.
There were a lot of solid movies in that 6 to 7 range.
This was a great year of movies. Like just for solid movies.
Yeah.
I will say your certified or not your certified infamous, your honorable mentions other than the cartoon, all of those were on my top 10 or honorable mention at one point or another before being replaced with other things.
Yeah, and it's funny because at the last minute I changed the bad guys too. I actually had Frankenstein on there.
Oh, interesting.
But then I was like, I just had more fun with that movie.
Sure. All right, let's hop into it. Let's get right into it. Let's start with the first eliminated. How about that?
Yes.
So we're gonna start with the bad. We're gonna end with the good. So we're gonna go in reverse order.
Yes.
All right.
So we can get the nasty taste out of our
we're gonna get the nasty taste.
as we go.
For me, I'll kick off. For the first eliminated, my number one first eliminated movie, and this is in no particular order, it's just how I put it down, was The Accountant 2. Mainly because all the additional autism that was in the movie that wasn't in the first Accountant, and it was just not. It was not a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as fun. It wasn't as exciting. It was kind of boring.
No. So, like in sports, you ever see a guy make a play and it's like, what were you thinking? Like, there's no way in hell you should do that. Why? Mm-hmm. That's how The Accountant 2 was for me. You're talking about the extra autism and stuff. It strained credulity,
right, where
it took me out of the movie. And even without that, because Ben Affleck turned up the volume on his acting in that, and I don't mean that in a positive light.
Right.
It just, the movie itself, it's one of those, and then you have a character who, the female antagonist, who somehow after an accident is Jason Bourne. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely, and their explanation, it's ridiculous. It's a movie that didn't need to be made. No. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not on my list. Because there are movies that I thought were far worse.
It was just second NeZha was just not great in the movie.
Yeah, it was a disappointment. It was a disappointment, pure and simple.
So, all right, what do you got for your first eliminated?
So speaking of disappointments and movies that had no reason business being made, Nobody 2.
Agreed.
I was when I remember seeing the trailer for it and I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be good or not. I know it's not going to be as good as the first one. I didn't expect to loathe it as much as I did.
Sure.
You know, Bob Odenkirk is fine. The family is fine. Sharon Stone is awful as the antagonist.
And kind of
And just the whole plot line, it's unnecessary. It's one of those that even at a tight 90 minutes or less, I think it's a little bit under 90 minutes, I think it's a long watch because it's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just bad. And I will never watch it again.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
upon
I've
pain of
watched
death.
the original Nobody a couple times.
Oh, I love the original Nobody.
And,
yes.
Yeah, I'll never watch Nobody 2 again.
I have that. I have the physical copy of that one.
Yeah.
That's how much I like that.
Who doesn't?
So.
Right? I don't have the physical copy of it. So
you're like physical copy. What's that?
What is physical? I don't have room. You have a basement, dude. If I had a basement, I'd have like just a library. All right.
Yeah.
My next first eliminated is Jurassic World Afterbirth. Oh wait, Rebirth.
We're waiting.
My bad.
While we're young.
This movie took the concept of suspending your disbelief, right? And threw it in a trash can, lit it on fire, put a family of raccoons in there, and then let them run around on fire and burn down a Somali daycare.
So I think
I know we disagree on this,
I think that is extremely overkill in your explanation. It is, even though I thought it was fine, it is absolutely derivative, and while there are moments I enjoyed in the movie, I can see why someone would see it and say, "What is this slop?" I can absolutely see why. So it's not one that I would fight anybody on just because, again, I mean, I enjoyed it, but hey, I have the physical copy because I got it for on a 2 for $20 sale. So with How to Train Your Dragon, that'll be brought up later.
Now, I will say this. It took all the bad tropes from the previous 6 movies, and they're like, let's make this, and then let's make dinosaurs that look like Cloverfield monsters. How about that?
Well, I would argue that it actually takes some of the good tropes from the originals and just schlocks it up.
Maybe.
In the sense of it makes it less fun, it makes it less creative, it makes it less believable.
Well,
so
what was really less believable is that family survived just wandering around on the island, and not one of those children got eaten.
You know what the 3 worst things about that movie were?
The daughters, the boyfriend, and the dad.
Yes, that is correct. That is absolutely correct, because the second they showed up on screen, I think because we went to the movies, I audibly sighed after 2 minutes of listening to their conversations, and I turned to Jess and I said right away, these people aren't necessary to this movie.
None at all.
That movie, so much immediately better. Not great. It's not going to be good, but it's immediately better without them in it.
So
or better if we watch them get eaten.
Yeah. One of my movies in my Certified Infamous is a 2 hour and 29-minute runtime, and there's an entire portion of the story they cut out, or could cut out, and it would not have changed it one bit at all. So it's like that kind of thing. It's like these movies need to tighten up.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes. So next on my list is Novocaine. Yeah. Which I really wish I was numb when I was watching that movie, because that was painfully bad. Yeah. That was a painfully bad movie.
Yeah.
Again,
it was like getting
interesting premise. Yeah. Interesting premise. Horrible execution.
Yeah. And they've had movies
Horrible.
like this before, where like the
Well,
character
they had
couldn't
the show.
feel and
Yeah, they had the sci-fi show that was based on the comic Painkiller Jane.
Mhm.
I think that was on Sci-Fi,
Mhm.
and so
Swiffy, Swifly,
Swift.
Swifly. It was Swifly. Anyway, yeah, no, this one was pretty bad. Painkiller Jane was actually kind of interesting. Like it wasn't a show you had
Yeah.
to watch every week because it was like a kind of like a procedural. So it was like
Right.
a freak of the week type thing, but yeah. Anyway, all right. So my next three are a new category added to the new category. So all three of these movies share the same score. I've given them all a 1 out of 10 DNF, as in did not finish. The first one, I'm just going to roll off all three because like the less said, the better. The first one is a movie called Honey Don't. I saw the preview for Honey Don't, and it had Chris Evans in it, and it was Chris Evans playing a weird character. I like Chris Evans playing weird characters. I did not like this movie. He was a super rapey preacher who was like just a creep, like not in a good way, and it was him playing a caricature of someone he thought was Christian.
Oh,
And-
that sounds like Hollywood again.
Yeah. And then Honey, the main character, who was one of the drunk golfers in Happy Gilmore, or Happy Gilmore 2, sorry, was just like not main character material. And I think of the three, this is the one I watched the most of. And when I decided I was going to have this new category. And so I turned it off about an hour in, and I kept thinking, you know what, I'm going to go back to it. And I said, you know what? No. It was on my list of movies I was looking forward to. It's a 1 out of 10 DNF. Because I watched F1 like 5 times this year. Anyway, all right. Now, the second one is Begonia with Emma Stone. It's directed by the guy who directed I think it was called Pretty Things, Little Things, something like that. Last year, that like I think it won like best original screenplay or something. It won an Oscar for something. Maybe I don't think she won the Oscar, but like this movie was so dumb. We watched a half hour of it, and Jen looked at me and goes, let's just fast forward and see how it ends, because there was kind of a mystery to it. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but he was right. It was so awful, off-putting. It had this weird music bed, like going like as an overtone of the movie, and it was just bad. Our lovely Landry Clark was just a weirdo, and I feel like the more I see Jesse Plemons, the less I like him as an actor.
That's not good.
No.
Should be the opposite.
I know. I
if
just
you're
feel like
doing
he
it right.
keeps making bad choices, right?
Mhm.
All right, and the last one is one that I was kind of excited about, but because Paul Thomas Anderson does not do a lot of movies, and I've liked more of his movies than I've disliked. One Battle After Another. It's another one of these political movies where they try and like be like, this is the resistance. We're resisting to resist because resisting. I watched I watched roughly 40 minutes of this movie, and then I just like, as Sean Penn started showing up on screen more and more, I was like, I can't. I just like this is just not good. I was excited when I first saw the trailer, and then when I saw the second trailer, I was like, why does Leonardo DiCaprio keep doing these movies?
Yeah.
So, because he's such a good actor, and he's just playing the same. He's getting into that Jack Nicholas role. And then plus you watch these movies, and like he'll hook up with like a 30-year-old woman. You're like, that's so fake. Like you're not even acting. Like you would never do that. Like don't. Who are you kidding? So all three of these movies are 1 out of 10 DNF. Now, if you like this movie, any of these three movies, great. awesome. I'm happy for you. They're not my cup of tea. Did not care for them. 1 out of 10 DNF. First eliminated.
It's funny. All three of those movies I had at one point or another thought about watching, and I just couldn't bring myself to watch because, again, I don't know why. Like, if you would have told me one of these was solid or decent, I would have watched it. But now, no interest in watching.
None whatsoever.
None.
All right.
So I'll do the same
you've got
thing.
Your last three. I mean, you don't have a whole new category though, so.
Yeah. So I have Captain America: Brave New World. The less said about that, the better. There is only one Captain America, and his name is Steve Rogers. If we have to have another Captain America, it's John Walker. And there is only one Falcon in that. Yes, or Bucky Barnes. And there's only one Falcon, and that is Sam Wilson.
Oh, I was gonna say it was Javier.
Yeah,
Wait, what was it? Was Javier? Was that his name?
No, I don't even know his name.
Yeah. So
fanboy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another one. I know you like this one. Happy Gilmore 2.
I did like this one, but I liked it for the nostalgia's sake, and I went back and watched it again after we reviewed it, and you're not wrong.
I absolutely loathe that movie. And I will say this, though, the one positive about this, it probably has one of the top 5 funniest moments in movies of 2025 for me. It's one of those moments where I even still think about it. I laugh out loud. And you know the scene I'm talking about. I just thought about it now and I'm laughing.
Wait, which
so
one?
It has that. The Travis Kelce tied to a tree.
Yes,
moment.
when he gets eaten by the bear. That is
I
feel like that's how they should have treated his retirement. They should have tied him to the post, the field goal post, slathered honey on him, and then sent Caleb Williams on him. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And
he's
lastly,
a bear.
final. Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm just gonna jump past that because I have thoughts on that and on fingernail paint and all that stuff.
Hey, all I gotta say is matcha. If more quarterbacks drank matcha, they would throw for almost 4,000 yards. Just saying, it's a great drink.
And lastly, lastly, Final Destination's Bloodline. Yeah, just. I mean, it's. Actually, other than Happy Gilmore, I say Happy Gilmore 2. I gave this a better rating than Happy Gilmore 2. But if you force me to watch one of those two, I'm watching Happy Gilmore 2 every day of the week versus having to spend 10 minutes watching Final Destination.
Would you buy the physical copy of Happy Gilmore 2 or the physical copy of Final Destination Bloodlines?
Had to choose?
Yeah.
Oh, Happy Gilmore 2. Okay. Absolutely. Well, I will say Final Destination, I saw the physical copy. I really liked the cover, but I could just look at that on my computer screen.
So
I know. I could just look at that on my computer screen. So, yes, Happy Gilmore 2.
All right,
so, but
let's get to...
I mean, yes, terrible.
Let's jump to your honorable
Let's
mentions.
get...
We're gonna have the nice palate cleanser before we get to the entree.
Okay.
Do the ones of yours that are... Well, I think we only have one crossover.
I don't even... Honorable, we have two.
We have two. We have two crossovers. Let's do the crossovers first. You do one, then I'll do one.
Yeah. So one of the... Actually, I think it might have been the first movie. It actually is the first movie I watched in 2025. New movie. And that was The Gorge, Apple TV with Miles Teller. Yeah. Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. I mean, a fun movie. It was like, you know, again, it's around that in that 6 range, that 6 to 7, 6.5 range, which was a lot of solid movies this year. I mean, again, Apple TV, good production. I think I was a little disappointed with the ending, but overall, I mean, I had a fun time watching this, and that's one of those movies I'll watch again.
It is fun. It is actually fun to rewatch, knowing what happened. I really liked it because it was original. Wholly original.
Yes.
And I am also a Miles Teller apologist and Anya Taylor-Joy fanboy. So
Yes, I like both of them.
I was
Yes,
really excited to
absolutely
see
agree.
them together in a movie, and I really liked the way they dealt with their communication, the tension that was in the movie, like when they would like cross the gorge was top notch.
Yes,
So, all right. So the second one that we have, which I think was a surprise to both of us,
absolutely.
The Roses. You actually scored this higher than me. I've watched it 2.5 times. Um, Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia, I don't remember her last name now. They were fantastic. This is a satirical version of the book War of the Roses, not just the movie. It's not a remake of the movie. It's like different. Um, this was so dark and funny. I actually laughed at things Kate McKinnon did, which I did not think was possible to
Same
laugh
here.
at Kate
Yes,
McKinnon, other than to
yes.
laugh at Kate McKinnon, but laughing with Kate McKinnon or like in the near vicinity. I love Andy Samberg. Love Andy Samberg. He's probably one of my top 3 favorite comedic actors. Um, but yeah, like this movie was just so much better than, and like, you know, we're probably going to say this a lot. This movie was so much better than it had any right to be.
It's funny because I think I told you I had a coworker tell me about it, and he's like, he doesn't watch movies much, but he watched that, and I remember when this came out, and I'm thinking because I didn't know the relation that
Yeah.
it wasn't a remake, obviously, of War of the Roses with
Right.
Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas,
Yeah.
but it's adapting that same book. I didn't know that until after the fact,
Yeah, I think I told you that.
but I ended
That's
up
when you learned it.
yeah, I ended up watching it, and I was extremely surprised how much I enjoyed this movie.
And
Absolutely, this is another one of those
I'm
I'd
not
watch again.
spoiling the ending, but the ending is note perfect. Note perfect.
Yeah,
You
I
cannot
I
say
didn't
that
have
about a lot of
trouble.
movies.
Well, I didn't have trouble with the ending scene. I just had a little bit of trouble with that. With movies like this, I sometimes have trouble how they go overboard.
Oh,
The ending, you're right. Like the ending makes sense.
yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what led up to it,
Oh,
and
sure,
it
sure.
was a
Yeah.
little much for me.
Well,
But
yeah.
yeah, the ending actually was kind of based on their
But it
relationship
got
and
you
how
to the ending. Like, you know, so it was
right.
kind of
Yeah.
necessary. But yeah. All right. So those are 2 crossovers. Why don't you go with your next one?
Next honorable mention is The Amateur with Rami Malek and Rachel Brosnahan, and I'll say that Lawrence Fishburne. There's a couple
Yeah.
other names that it's one of those. It's one of those movies when you see the actor, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you
There's a lot
remember
of
him
that guy
with
actors in it. For sure.
yes,
So, do
yeah,
you
and
remember the Will Smith Gene Hackman movie, Enemy of the
oh,
State?
Enemy of the State.
Yeah.
Yes,
This gave me so much Enemy of the State vibes
dude,
in a good way.
I haven't
And
thought about that movie in a while. I like that movie.
so I will tell you this. The Amateur was in my top 10. It moved down to my honorable mentions and got bumped off my honorable mentions because there's just things I liked better.
Yeah,
But
which
this
is
is
fine.
a great movie. I actually was looking at it the other day and I was like, I need to watch this again soon. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
And again, it's funny enough, it's another remake of its namesake that came out in the 60s, and
Yep.
I didn't realize that until again after I watched it.
Yeah.
But a very strong movie.
Yeah.
Some intrigue, and it's like one of those, what would you do if you had the power to avenge, but
Oh,
you had the power to avenge someone you love, but not in the way of a Conan or these super action heroes. It's like
did you
I
ever
can't even pull the
watch
trigger, but I can do this, that, or the other.
yeah. Well, it's like Law Abiding Citizen.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch American Assassin with Michael Keaton and Dylan O'Brien?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
It's
Yes.
got that vibe to it as well, except for he can't pull the trigger.
Right.
But yeah, no, great. It's a great movie. Definitely, if you didn't see it, you should watch it. It's It's streaming somewhere. Maybe
I watched it. I
on
believe it was on
Hulu.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome. All right. So my next one is Love Hurts with Data from the Goonies. This was such a fun movie. It was like a wholesome kind of heisty gang, whatever movie. Marshawn Lynch was in it. He was awesome. The guy with the knives was great. I just
Copperhead.
Copperhead. Thank you.
Coppermouth.
Cottonmouth. Was it
No, Cottonmouth was.
Yeah, that was Luke Cage.
Okay. Now I'm like.
Yeah, I'm confused. Anyway, but I will say this: this movie was fun. I knew his name until I was about to say it. Data from the Goonies is awesome in this movie.
Was it Kui Hui? Something?
It's not in my head. It's not. It won't be in my head until 5 minutes after the podcast, and I don't want to look it up because I don't care that much. But Sean Astin was really good in this movie. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun. It's cute. It's wholesome-y. But it was another one of those like early 2025 January, end of January, beginning of February, because it's kind of Valentine's Day themed. And again, it was like way better than it had any right to be.
100% agree with that last part. Yeah. I expected just like dumb fun and just like, again, one of those movies, entertaining. I don't think about it ever again. Absolutely not. Such a fun movie and very tight. It was like 1 hour and 20 something minutes.
Oh, it's short.
Long.
It's great. It's like the
and it worked. For what it was doing, it was a perfect length of movie.
It might have been.
You had one of the Property Brothers in there.
He was great too. He was like, I have a black belt, and then he gets shot like just right between the eyes.
So again, yes, you're absolutely right. That movie is way better than I expected, and it had any right to be.
Okay, what is your penultimate?
My penultimate one is Den of Thieves 2. I knew you had to get that in there, the penultimate. Pantera.
Yep.
Yeah, with Gerard Butler again, and O'Shea Jackson.
Ice Cube Jr., baby.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those movies where I didn't think it needed it was one of those where I did not think it needed a sequel, and then I saw the trailer and I was thinking, okay, this might be good. And then actually watching it, fun movie, nice little spins here and there. Mm-hmm. Absolutely recommend. If you've seen the first one, you have to watch this one. If you haven't seen the first one, watch the first one and then come and watch this one, because they're both very good movies. Very well done.
So again, this was one that worked its way off my list. But Den of Thieves might be my favorite heist. Well, it's my second favorite heist movie. Takers is my favorite heist movie. But I love this movie. I love O'Shea. I think he's great. He does a WWE podcast, or wrestling podcast. He mainly focuses on WWE because he's an drone. But Gerard Butler is so good in this movie, and it was just so much fun. It was twists and turns. The way Den of Thieves ended, this was like the perfect sequel, and I'm really looking forward to the third one.
Oh, there's going to be a third one?
You saw the end of the movie. Yeah, there's definitely a third
one
coming. I'm relatively certain it's coming out in the next year and a half.
Okay, it's because I haven't heard any. I mean, I know how it ended, but I hadn't heard anything, so that's why I was.
Let me just take a quick look. But
because
I'm pretty sure that I saw that they were gonna.
I thought this was just a one-off movie, Den of Thieves, the first one. I thought it was just that one-off movie. It's like, oh, that was great. If we're gonna get 2 and 3 of them, hey,
it is.
You know what? Keep the quality up.
It's officially in active development with Gerard Butler and O'Shea Jackson Jr. With a returning Christian Gudgast, writer-director.
Okay. So, all right, I'm down.
Yeah, hell yeah. So down. All right, so my next one is I threw 2 movies together just because they came out really close together, and I called it my Sydney Sweeney 2-pack. Christy. Christy was a fantastic biopic about Christy Martin. We talked about it like back in December, right after I watched it. We did when we did like mini reviews. Very good biopic. Kind of bombed at the box office, but I think it'll find legs on streaming. Very, very well done. Ben Foster is great in the movie. She's great in the movie. And then the other one in the Sydney Sweeney 2-pack is The Housemaid. I saw the trailer for the movie and I was like, yes, because it's the kind of thriller that I like to see because it's not like supernatural horror or anything like that. And it turned out to be so much better than I thought. Like, the twist is amazing. Her and Amanda Seyfried's are great together. The guy that is the husband, Amanda Seyfried's husband, is like does exactly what he needs to do in the movie. And yeah, and I don't know. I like Sydney Sweeney. I like Sydney Sweeney as an actress. I think she does a good job. She does a bunch of different things. Like
She has great genes.
She does have great genes. And she's not afraid to show her Sweeneys. You know, I'm a big fan of whenever we get to see the Sydney's Sweeneys. But the other thing too is like, you look at her character on like Euphoria. This is a completely different character. You look at her character in Christie, completely different character. You look at her character in the one she did with Glenn Powell, completely different character. So like she does a lot of different things. We watched I didn't put it on the list. We watched the one with her and Jude Law and Baron Zemo and Sue Storm and Anna, or what's her name? The one kind of it girl actress. She was in the one movie with Chris Evans.
Anna de
Armas.
It was Anna de Armas.
Yeah. And it was fine. But like, yeah, she's a woman who settles on the frontier of the Galapagos Islands with her husband, who she just met and married because her younger sister had gotten married and he asked, you know. And again, another one based on a true story. There's a scene in the movie where she just has her baby and fights off rabid dogs at the same time. And it's like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. Let's go. But yeah, so the Housemaid and Christie, like they came out within like 3 weeks of each other. I felt like, you know, it was worth putting into a Sydney Sweeney 2-pack.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're right, she does have genes.
Yes. My last one, honorable mention, would be The Bad Guys 2. Again, this is one of those instances. And just to be fair, there are several movies that this year, particularly Zootopia 2, which I really wanted to see. I did not get to see in 2025. So that would have probably been on my list if it was anywhere close to being as good as Zootopia, the first one.
Oh, yeah.
So The Bad Guys 2, I really enjoyed the first one. So this was one of those where I saw that it was on Peacock. And then I went and the first one was on Peacock. And I watched the first one, really enjoyed the first one, really enjoyed this one. It's a weird movie because, you know, like Zootopia, all the characters are anthropomorphic, right? For, you know, in Zootopia. This is an example. This is where pretty much everybody's human except the bad guys. And then you have, you know, other characters that are anthropomorphic throughout. Okay. But Sam Rockwell plays the main character. His name, and again, they don't get too jazzy with the names. He's a wolf. They call him Wolf.
Okay.
You know, his
it's like the Haley naming convention of animals. Mrs. Fish, Mr. Fish.
Yeah, they have a tarantula. Her name is I forget what, but she has a nickname. Tranny. But you know, you have I mean, but the idea of it is, you know, in the first movie, they're the bad guys. You know, they're known for stealing, robbing, and I was wondering how this was going to change the dynamic because, again, after the first movie, they become celebrated as, you know, they're heroes or whatnot. Okay. It actually does a really good job of putting them in a position. Like even live action movies have trouble with this, where it's like, okay, you're rehashing the same story. This doesn't do that. This actually does a good job bringing tension to the group, as well as how people see them, how the city sees them as heroes, but now they're back to being the bad guys again. Damn, that sucks. I liked it. So a lot of fun with this movie. Yeah, it's little different with the animation. It was almost like a combination of like some of that, like almost like a combination of Pixar with cell shading, and because it's not super sharp, but I mean, not in a bad way, but it's unique. But I really like the character. Sam Rockwell is great as Wolf.
Yeah.
Mark Maron, I think he's his best friend Snake,
Oh,
which is, take a guess.
that tracks. His name's Voldemort.
But yeah, Zazie Beetz is the mayor, Fox,
Oh, nice.
and it's
Ooh, that works.
it
too,
has
'cause
a
she's
couple
Foxy.
nice surprises. Yes, yes. But it has a couple good surprises because again, when you make a sequel, you don't want to rehash, but you want to add to, and it adds to the mythos. I had a lot of fun. It's pretty funny too, and there are some poignant, you know, ideas about friendship and about how people view you and all that stuff. That it does a good job of that, and you know, there's no real message in it in the sense of how Hollywood tends to do that. So
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
had a
good.
lot of fun with that movie. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
It barely beat out Frankenstein as
Yeah.
far as, but the last movie on my being the last movie on the honorable mention. So,
Mhm. Very cool.
and your last one?
Uh, so I'm obsessed with this movie for some reason. It's
I'm
called
so
Him.
obsessed.
I'm so obsessed. So we watched like probably 20 movies this year that had this in the trailer for it. Every time I saw the trailer, you know what I said? Nope. I don't want to see this.
Yes.
Like
Correct. Same here.
I actually said it to you multiple times. Like, did you see the trailer
Yes.
for Him? I do not want to see that movie. Then it landed on Peacock, and I was bored on a Saturday, and I watched, and I had a Saturday to myself, like a Saturday morning to myself. It was great, and I just finished beating Spider-Man, and I was like, you know what? I want to watch a movie, and so I was like going through. I'm like, let me see what's new on Peacock. Because they have that good. They got the mods, if you know what I mean. And so Him, we talked about this on the podcast, didn't we?
Yeah, we reviewed it.
Yeah, we reviewed it. Okay, Him was just captivating, and it's just such a cool story. It is to me like the right kind of horror, and you know, I went and you found the alternate endings, but I went even further. And so you know the scenes where they're like the X-ray version of them, and you see all like the dark spots on them.
Right.
So
Yes.
they were covering them in ice water. Like, and so like the scene where Cade like draws his thumb across his neck and you see that line, it's because he was holding an ice cube there, and like that's what made that dark line. It was like they did so many like just cool things. The guy who kept getting hit in the face from the jug machines with the football, like they went through that scene, and like that guy had a blast making that scene because he got to like hold all these different like mechanic things to like make blood splurt out of his face and stuff. So anyway, I just think it was a really well done movie. It was like, I mean, it's the lowest thing on my list. It's actually has a lower score than The Accountant. So, but
Yeah.
anyway, I just loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's one of those movies, to your point. Again, when we talk about rating systems, there are a lot of movies better than this year, as far as ratings.
Yeah.
But there's something about that movie, and I do want to watch it again, that captivated me.
Yep.
Very interesting cinematography.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what they were trying to go for. Again, in some spots they nailed it. Other spots, particularly the ending, fell flat for me. The ending, the theatrical ending,
because it's seen, like, I think taking parts of both actual endings.
Yes.
Like the part where Marlon survives but Cade does it on his own, but it's still kind of questionable. Like that would have been the perfect ending for the movie.
That would have been the perfect. And if they put those endings together,
Yep.
that would have that would have made definitely made my honorable mention. Could have snuck into a top 10.
I think that would have added a
honest.
whole extra point to my score.
Even if, yes, well, yes, yes, yes. It's one of those movies I was absolutely surprised at, and I'm not obsessed like you, but I'm still. It's just one of those movies that kind of sticks in your head, and periodically I'll think about a certain scene here, like just randomly think about. So this is one of those movies I will absolutely watch again because there's some good stuff in there. There's some really good, interesting concepts. I just want to see, I want to see it again. And like I said, cinematography is very unique at times. So I do want to see that again.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to our Certified Infamous Movies. Real quick, I said that Den of Thieves 2 Pantera was not on my list. It is on my Certified Infamous list because
I thought it was.
I was like, wait a second, it's right there. I did love the movie. I loved it a lot. So, all right. We have two that are the same. Let's save those for last this time. Oh,
I didn't realize you had Demon Slayer on yours.
Yeah. So anyway, I still have not watched Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is not even on my list of movies I wanted to watch this year, which just grew exponentially as the year went on. Anyway, all right. So I am going to kick off with Mickey 17. It was the first movie I saw in the theater this year, or last year. The first 6/8 of the movie is just fantastic. Wholly original. Robert Pattinson. Actually, I have all three of these actors in movies on my honorable mention. Robert Pattinson, Timothée Chalamet, and Austin Butler are as fine of a trio of young actors who can literally do anything as there has ever been in Hollywood.
Yeah, there. Although isn't Pattinson like 35 now?
He's still he's like the Judd Nelson to their Rob Lowe.
Okay.
Or he's the Judd Nelson to their Anthony Michael Hall.
Okay.
So, anyway, but yeah, it was like the only thing to change about this movie is to replace Mark Ruffalo with Edward Norton. And this is like probably a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Because the problem with the end was we got snippets of Ruffalo throughout the movie, but then Mark Ruffalo got a ton of screen time, and in typical fashion, he went full retard. So,
yes,
he was very well started, if you will. So, but I thought this movie was great. It was from the same guy who did Moon. Moon is a great movie with Sam Rockwell, whose name was mentioned earlier. Go see it. All right, what's your next one?
So I'll actually start with I'll do two that people probably wouldn't know, and one, well, actually people wouldn't know Demon Slayer, but Infinity Castle was. So these like Demon Slayer are like these animes are and mangas are done in arcs, and it's almost, and this is an arc for Demon Slayer. So instead of doing a season, they did an arc, a 2 hour and 40-minute movie instead of 10 episodes or whatever the episode count is. I mean, so it wouldn't make sense for you to be anybody to see this if you didn't watch the show, because you'd be like, what the F is going on? And not in a good way, because you'd be completely confused. I mean the animation is great. It's one of those because this is
going on anyway. So
I will say this though, what they do with this castle that they're fighting in. So they're fighting in this demon castle that has infinite rooms, and the way they do it is like there was some technology that they used to do it, like some unique uses of technology I remember reading, but it's really fascinating. It's such a fun, like the battle sequences are great. Again, going with the environment of this infinity castle, it propels the story forward. What apparently they're going to do this again because the movie made so much money, even in the States, that they're going to do this with the next two arcs. They're just going to end the series with a trilogy instead of a trilogy of movies instead of seasons, because they're like, dude, we can make so much effing money doing this.
Much money.
But yeah, if you're a fan of Demon Slayer, you have to watch this. It just a great animated movie. Staying on that, I'll go with another well, it's one of the highest grossing movies of last year, but NeZha II, which is based on Chinese mythology of this demon prince, and his friendship with this other the kind of like the son of this dragon king. And really, again, this is one of those movies that it's almost like anime and manga in the sense that it has a lot of humor in it, but there's a serious tone of story underneath it all. And in this movie, NeZha is his best friend, body ends up dissolving, so they're sharing like two spirits in one body. And the back and forth of NeZha being the more powerful one, but his friend being the more disciplined and technical one, and the back and forth between them is both funny and captivating. It's one of those, yes, there's a NeZha that explains whatever happened before it, but you actually don't necessarily, this is one of those instances you don't necessarily need to see the first one, because they do a good job recapping the important bits of the first movie in like the first 5 minutes of this one. Excellent animation, great fight scenes, some laugh out loud humor. It's just it's a fun, really good movie.
Nice.
That it's one of those that I did not expect, and I had a bunch of credits from Amazon Prime, and I just bought it, digitally, watched it. It's like, oh man, this is great. I'll absolutely be watching this again.
Nice. All right, you gonna do one more?
Oh yeah, sure. Let's stay on the animated tail. I'll go
wait,
with.
No, you did too. I'm sorry, you did.
Okay.
Just do a third one. So
yeah. So staying on the animated, I was in on this movie before pop culture got into it and just loved it into the ground, and that's K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm not a K-pop fan. I don't know much about K-pop, but hey, if you have an animated movie or show with demon hunting, and I'm gonna watch it. I saw the trailer, a month before it came out.
Yeah.
I watched it the first weekend it came out, so there was no pomp and circumstance about this movie. It hadn't blown up yet. I absolutely adored this movie. I mean, great action. You had, the female character. It showed how you do, just one of those examples of how you do female characters that are both interesting, nuanced, and not Little Miss Perfect.
Yeah.
Like the animation was good, the fighting was great, the underlying story was good, and the music is damn catchy, considering that Golden, which was the like breakout song from this movie, is played on the radio all the time.
Interesting. Well,
so
I know
it's such a fun movie.
There was a concerted effort from you and a co-conspirator to get me to watch this year.
A co-conspirator?
Yeah. And well, okay, so I've dug my heels in, essentially. So we all know how that's going to end. Because Carlo today was like, "You need to watch Andor." I'm like, "No, I don't."
I actually never finished season 2.
He's like, "It's the best Star Wars there's ever been." I'm like,
okay,
no, it isn't.
That is false.
So, yeah.
That is absolutely false.
Yeah.
As someone who loved season 1 of Andor, absolutely loved it. Absolutely false.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All right.
But yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters is one of those that, like you said, you did say this a few minutes early, well, probably 15 minutes ago, that we're going to say this has no business being as good as it is.
Yeah.
This movie had no business being as good as it was. None.
All right. So I'm gonna hop in. I'll just do 3 as well, and we'll just kind of knock them out. All right. So the first one here is Predator Badlands. We talked about this. We reviewed this. I liked Predator Badlands. I still stand by it's the best Predator movie ever. I'm kidding. No, I really did like this. I liked the story. I liked the added mythology to the Ouija or Luigi's or whatever the Predator's race
Yeah,
is.
just
That, the
Luigi.
the ouchies, the Fauci ouchies. But I thought the effects in this movie were good. I thought the story in this movie was good. I thought we were robbed that we only got to see the top half of Ella Fanning in this movie. So, anyway, so yeah, it was great. I think if you did not see this, it's worth watching. My next one is Now You See Me, Now You Don't, aka Now You See Me 3. Um, I'm a huge fan of this series. I think I'm the only person who likes Jesse Eisenberg as an actor, um, and like goes out of my way to see Jesse Eisenberg movies. So there's that. But it was a great culmination of the first two films. It worked with the time, the real world time difference between the two movies coming out, and if they want to do more, they pass the torch to a young cast in a really nice way. Plus, Woody Harrelson is just awesome. And then Frankenstein. I adore this movie. I think this probably is my favorite Guillermo. No, this is my second favorite Guillermo del Toro movie. Obviously, Pacific Rim. Right, that was del Toro, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Right. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. But I really liked Jacob Elordi,
Lordy.
Elordi, as the monster. I really really enjoyed that. I think Oscar Isaac was great as Dr. Frankenstein, and it is a beautiful beautiful film. Um, that I think if anyone else had done this movie than Netflix, this movie would have been the talk of the summer as like this is a huge blockbuster. You should go see this on the biggest screen possible.
Yeah, I actually would have liked to have seen this movie on the big screen.
Yeah,
To
it would
be
have been a
honest.
great one to see in IMAX
Yeah.
or something. All right.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, there's my three. How many do you have? We so how many do you have left? You have one, two, three, four. Okay.
So I'll do my two MCU movies where, as I mentioned, that one, Captain America Brave New World, is the movie that should never have been made and it just awful movie. Conversely, and these are again going back to the your statement of these movies have X movie has no business being as good as it was. First one, Fantastic Four. I was smiling like a lunatic, like for 80% of this movie. It was such a fun movie. The way they explain their powers, they how they give the backstory because this movie takes place 4 years after they have gotten their powers, and just so much fun. Like I really like the cast, with the caveat that while I thought he was fine, there was a better choice for Reed Richards than Pedro Pascal.
Miles Teller.
So, but I wasn't sure about Joseph Quinn, um, Eddie Munson from Stranger Things season 4. He was also one of the brother emperors in Gladiator 2, but he was really good at Johnny Storm.
Yeah, he was the
And
best
they
part of the movie.
actually made Johnny Storm like he was actually an intelligent character as he helped figure stuff out.
Right.
The use of the Silver Surfer, even though it was Shala Ball, Norrin Rad, I have a shirt that says Norrin Rad is my Silver Surfer hashtag. She was actually, I will say, I didn't hate her character. I was going into the movie, with the negative, not negative towards the movie, but them using her specific Silver Surfer. I thought it worked. However, they could have done a better job expounding upon her and using her in a better way.
I'll say I hated her more in Weapons than I hated her in this.
Yes.
I
Then
didn't see the Wolf movie she was in. So anyway, sorry.
and then after that we have Thunderbolts, which
What?
that Thunderbolts is
What?
a
That's not the name of the
okay
movie.
Stone Cold
What?
asterisk New Avengers.
Thank you.
Is that better?
It's the New
Okay, great.
Avengers.
So Thunderbolts is a movie where I was again. I thought it would be fine, because I like again it didn't do well at the box office because one, the MCU, two, these are not characters people like or know.
And Bucky wasn't the main character.
Yeah, but this movie was very entertaining. It actually is really dark if like the subject matter because it revolves around depression and being lost within yourself or within your life, and the way they handle that. There are certain aspects of the movie that if you would have told me, okay, this is what's going to happen at the end or this is going to happen in the scene, I would have probably laughed and said, okay, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
But when I watched the scene, when they're talking about something as cheesy as "You're Not Alone," that seems like it's a cheesy thing. It's like that shouldn't be an MCU. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
It absolutely worked for me. It's one of those scenes where it's like it's surprisingly emotional for me when I saw that scene. I really enjoyed this movie, more than I expected. Again, it absolutely had flaws, but I enjoyed it far more than I ever would have expected. No, the MCU is not back because I really like two of their three movies. But those two movies were, Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts, asterisk, New Avengers.
So were you more surprised that
So fun.
you liked New Avengers or that I liked New Avengers?
That you liked New Avengers. Absolutely more surprised at you.
Yeah. Anyway. Awesome. All right. So this next one I actually just saw this weekend, but it came out on Christmas Day. Timothy Chalamet's Marty Supreme. It's about a guy who is trying to become the best table tennis ping pong player in the world. I will say this. It was done by one of the brothers who did Uncut Gems, which I still have not seen yet, and it is actually on my list to watch like in the next 7 days. But that being said, Timothy Chalamet is awesome in this movie. He is so good. Gwyneth Paltrow is awesome in this movie. And I was telling you, Timothy Chalamet 5 years ago was in the movie Making Out with Armie Hammer, and you believed him as a gay kid. Timothy Chalamet is in this movie as a huckster trying to scam people out of money so he can continue to play ping pong and not actually have a job. Having an affair with Gwyneth Paltrow behind her husband, who was played by Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, who was awesome in this movie, and you believed it. Like, this kid is a great actor.
Yes.
But Timothy, my friend, 15 pounds, muscle, immediately. Like, do some trend.
And he's one of those.
Do some VAR.
He could probably put it on.
Oh yeah, I'm
pretty
sure
quick.
Yeah. So, Timothy Chalamet is who Finn Wolfhard wants to be. Like, if you were like, no, we have Timothy Chalamet at home. We don't need Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet at home would be a picture of Finn Wolfhard, or like the Temu version, like, if you will.
Yeah.
But this movie is very good. I will say this: it is anxiety-inducing the way Marty acts in this movie. At any point, you're like, somebody is just gonna drop a piano on this kid's head. But it was very good. Fran Drescher is in this movie, and it takes you a second to realize it's Fran Drescher. But fantastic movie. It literally there's this storyline with a girl he gets pregnant and a dog and like trying to get some money. They literally could have cut all of that out of the movie and saved 38 to 42 minutes and 38 minutes. And it wouldn't have changed a thing about how good this movie is.
So I heard Dan Patrick on his show talking about this movie the other day,
Yeah.
and the guys that are, his producers and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was talking about, but he said there's at least 25 minutes that they
Yeah.
could have cut out, and it would have changed the movie at all.
Yeah. It's the
Well, I
dog
find that
stuff.
hilarious. You said that, yeah.
Yeah. There's a great scene where he's trying to convince Kevin O'Leary's character, who's a multimillionaire in 1950s New York City. He had Kevin O'Leary had offered him a job, and Marty threw it in his face. And in order to get a ride to Japan to try and play in the worlds, he smacks him in the ass with a ping pong paddle multiple times, and apparently, Timothy Chalamet
Yeah, he did it
the
for real.
scene himself, and they did 40
Yeah.
takes
Oh man.
because So anyway, yeah, good stuff. All right, do your next one.
All right, so I'm just gonna do two that are franchises. Yeah, two that are franchises. How to Train Your Dragon, the live action remake, which was on Peacock. I'm not sure if it's probably still on there.
Yeah,
This was one of those movies when I heard about it being a remake. I was very annoyed because Disney and friends like to do this, and they usually butcher the message and
Right.
everything about the original. I will say they did not do that here. There are some liberties taken, but within the story world about why all these Vikings, why you have black Vikings, why you have Asian Vikings, the explanation that they give makes sense. And when you change, this is the thing I'm looking for in movies and shows when they do this. Make it make sense in the world. They do that. And would I have liked it to have been like the original? Yeah. But did it take anything away that they made that change? Not really.
do you know why it didn't take anything away?
Because
Because
for me,
they explained it.
yes, it was just, and again, we talk about this with not just stuff like this, little things like where did this character go? What happened to, like, one line, sometimes one or two lines is all you need. And then, you know what? People like us, we're just like, oh, okay, well, you know what? They said it. They did it.
Yep.
I can't complain.
Yeah.
I mean,
you did what you had to do to include what you
Yes.
wanted to include. I did
Right.
think it was funny. There was so much upheaval over Ass Turd being a black girl. And again, because of the way they handled the diversity of Burke,
Yeah.
it's a non-issue because she's
Yeah,
not
well,
a Viking.
Yeah, well, for her, well, that was a change I wasn't a fan of. Not like because I actually think the actress is fine. I
She
just
did a
didn't
great
like her
job.
portrayal.
I think she did.
I didn't.
great.
I actually
She did a
didn't
great
like her
job.
portrayal.
Yeah.
But that's not. I don't think that's on her. I think it's more the direction they were trying to go with the character. Again, I don't think she was bad, but when watching the animated version character versus her, I like the animated version character better for most of them.
Sure.
Except Gerard Butler for some reason, and I don't know why. But
No,
but
it was
again,
the inventor guy who Nick Frost was.
yeah,
It needed to be fat
right.
Nick Frost. Skinny Nick
Yeah,
Frost just
that was
looked
true.
weird. He looked.
Yeah, he did.
He was the
Yeah.
most CGI thing of the movie,
Yeah.
and there were CGI
But
dragons
again,
in it.
Again, I really enjoyed this movie.
Agree.
I was happy to be. It's one of those I was happy to be wrong because I love those movies. The How to Train Your Dragon movies.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the show, but I think
you never
told me
watched
about
the
the
Riders
show.
of Burke?
The Riders of but I really I really like this franchise.
Yeah.
And adding to this leads into another franchise, the John Wick franchise. I really love. Yeah, well, John Wick 1, 2. I like 3, 4. Didn't really like.
I
Ballerina.
I finally watched this, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Ballerina, Anna de Armas. Again, one I like Anna de Armas. I wasn't sure how I was gonna like this movie, to be honest, because one, it's a spinoff, and two, my last John Wick 4 was a disappointment to me, even though there were some great scenes in it. As a movie, first of all, it was 40 minutes too long, and as a movie, it was disappointing to me. I had a lot of fun with this. there are some issues with it, but again, going back to the explanation of things, uh, it still suffers a little bit from the last couple John Wick movies where the fight scenes last a little too long. Where the first two movies, especially the first one, kind of had that a little bit realism that where the fights were ending pretty quickly. This one doesn't quite do that, and there's a nice little. It would have been a good little surprise about Anna de Armas's character and her family, but it's introduced so late,
Yeah.
where to me it doesn't have a good payoff. I want to see more ballerina movies with her. I would love to see a movie with her and John Wick actually teaming up. I don't know if that's in the cards based on where this is in the history of the timeline, but yeah, Ballerina. I had a lot of fun with this movie. So
I'm very happy.
those are my yeah. And let me finish with I'll finish with this one is King of Kings. And this is a retelling an animated retelling of Jesus's story, from the Bible, like from all, from the Gospels. And this is funny because I went to the movies to see this, and the first 5 minutes I thought I was in the wrong movie because what was going on screen, I'm like, I'm looking around thinking,
You're like, where is
did I get in the
Triple
wrong
H?
theater? I was like, did I get in the wrong theater? Because the story is told by, oh crap, who is the writer? Okay, a famous writer is telling his son the story of Jesus. And again, these things, like, you just never know how it's going to play out. And they did not pull punches with this as far as like kidifying it. It was, you know, some of the, those, the important scenes from the Bible, when Jesus talks to the Pharisees, about making money, and where, casting, my name is Legion. There's a lot of stuff that's put in this story that I was extra surprised at, but it was such a well done movie, and it's solid animation, not anything, breathtaking or anything like that. But the fact that, and Oscar, speaking of Oscar Isaacs, he actually was the voice of Jesus in this.
Oh, cool.
Did a very good job. I'm gonna have to look up because it's like Ed. No, I'm just anyway. But it's one of those movies that I would absolutely recommend. Well done.
Was
I
this,
think it was
Angel Studios?
Okay. Yeah, Angel Studios. Yeah.
Cool.
Well done
Very
movie.
cool. All right, so my last two. The first one is Karate Kid Legends. Of all the movies that came out here, this was the one I was absolutely like, I'm not going to like this movie, because it is not a continuation of Cobra Kai, but it kind of is. I love this movie. Lee Kwan, the main character, is a great addition to the Karate Kid franchise as a Karate Kid himself. It takes all the good stuff from Jackie Chan from the first one with Will Smith's kid. What is his name?
Jaden Smith.
Thank you. Yeah. With Jaden Smith, and like just expands upon him as a teacher and everything. But Stuffed Crust is like a great character. He's just this little guy. He watched his brother get murdered in front of his eyes. He doesn't want to fight, and trouble just finds him. He is like the exact opposite of Daniel. Like, Daniel went looking for trouble. Daniel stuck his nose in. Daniel tried to give as good as he was getting. But, like, Quan Lee, he leaves, like, out of it, like, completely. He completely tries to, like, follow his promise to his mom and, like, turn the other cheek, and it just keeps, giving him a black eye. The Battle of the Five Boroughs karate tournament makes the All Valley tournament look like, it's just kindergartners getting their black belts in Taekwondo because their parents paid $50 extra for a new belt.
fun movie.
It's fun, yeah.
Again, it's one. It's. I was actually surprised how much I enjoyed it as well.
Oh, and it had
Just
Pacey.
because, yeah,
So
Joshua Jackson.
Pacey Witter, Charlie Conway,
Yeah,
whatever you
yeah.
want to call him.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this was another solid. I think it's on Netflix
It
right
is.
now.
It's on Netflix. But I really
Yep.
like the way they stylized it. You know,
Mhm.
they made it like very like old like '90s New York City. It was great. And the girl, his love interest, I thought she was really interesting too, because she got to play fish out of water in her own home when Lee Kwan was like, "Oh hey, no, I got this." I thought that was a really cool scene. All right, this is my last one before we get to our two. This is my second favorite movie of the year. Caught Stealing, Austin Butler, based on the Charlie Houston book. I actually went and read the book, and then he came out with 2 sequel books in the middle of October, like a month after the movie came out, or a couple weeks after the movie came out. And I read both of those too. I really liked it. Hank is a great character. There's a lot of changes from the book to the movie, but I like what they did, because instead of telling the story that has a very open ending that needed 2 sequel books, this is a one and done film. Like, I don't think they'll do the sequels. I don't even know how they could, the way the movie ended. Austin Butler, Zoe Kravitz, Liev Schreiber, Kingpin,
Vincent D'Onofrio,
Regina Hall, like Action Bronson. Like, it's such a great cast, and even Matt Smith, who Matt Smith isn't in it as nearly as much as the preview makes it look, but like his character Russ was really good. Just the way they tell this movie, and like the snapshot of early '90s New York City, it is such a good looking movie. And this is Darren Aronofsky's heist movie. This is Darren Aronofsky doing a Guy Ritchie movie, and I just think it works. It works really well. The characters you don't like, you're not supposed, you don't, and the characters you should like, you do. And I think that's really important, because Hank goes through a hero's journey.
Yeah. The attention to detail in this movie, because I'm one of those nerds who, if they say, okay, this happened in this game, or this score happened and it's supposed to be taking place in the real world, I'll look it up and I'll say, okay, they were wrong on that. There are 3 separate incidents where they're talking about, because he's a huge San Francisco Giants fan, him and his mom.
Yep.
And it's mentioned throughout it plays its way throughout the movie, where they're following the Giants season, and every instance of what they talked about in that season happened exactly like it did. So I was that little stuff like that annoys me about movies, and this one did such a great job of making sure. And again, I know it's based on the books, like the book, so I'm assuming the book was like that too.
In the book, the chapters are like, the game. Anyway, no, you're right, and it was a great way to show the passage of time in the movie.
Yes,
like, you could very easily have gotten lost in this movie and think, oh my God, this happened over the span of months, and in reality, it was 2 weeks.
Right.
So
yeah.
All right, you do one, and then I'll do my favorite one.
Okay, I'll do. Yeah, it's actually funny it worked out this way. But my movie of the year is one that I expected to like, because 1, it's about vampires. 2, it has Michael B. Jordan.
Vampires, mind you.
Yes. 2, it has Michael B. Jordan in it, and twice. And Haley Steinfeld.
Twice.
And that is Sinners.
Yep.
Now,
great movie.
As much as I expected to like this, I did not expect to love it as the way I did, because there's more depth than I expected.
Yeah.
It's a period piece. The first hour of the movie basically is a period piece for the most part, where it was so good because, it takes place in the 20s. What city is this?
They're in Mississippi somewhere?
Mississippi, because, they moved back from Chicago. Yep. So these twin brothers moved back from Chicago to their hometown, and they're trying to open a juke joint. This is, the height of, racism and all that stuff, but
Well, and they had worked for Al Capone
and they had worked with Capone. So these are some bad boys, Smoke and Stack, and Michael B. Jordan. They're identical twins, and brings character to both of them.
oh yeah,
The
they're two
music in
completely
this,
different characters.
yes,
Yeah, the music. You're right.
the is incredible. Their cousin, who is the singer, and he's
Preacher
actually
Boy.
a real singer.
Yeah.
Preacher Boy is Miles something.
Yeah.
It's his first movie, I believe. This dude's voice
Oh,
is incredible.
fantastic. And playing guitar,
Incredible.
his guitar playing. I will say
Yeah.
this. I was really happy to see this movie because I thought Delroy Lindo had died.
I think you told me that. Yeah.
Because like Carl and I were watching, I was like, man, this must be Delroy Lindo's last movie because I think he died.
But
Delroy,
then,
thank
you know,
God
the
you're
second-
alive because you're an amazing actor. I just watched
Yeah.
Romeo Must Die like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, dude. I haven't watched that movie in it. Now I want to watch it.
Dude, Grace
but-
Park, Boomer from BSG,
Yes.
is at the very beginning of that movie. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
But then, you know, it goes to the vampire aspect. But what is his name?
Jack O'Callaghan.
he plays. He's gonna.
It's Jack something.
But the main antagonist is an Irish vampire, and I call him antagonist for that reason because yes,
I think
he's not the
good
villain.
guy. Jack O'Connell.
He's Jack O'Connell. He's not the villain in the most simplest sense as you think about villains in movies. And the reason, and with people don't know the history, that the Irish were treated very similarly to black folks in that time period in America, and throughout history, because he makes a comment about when the Christians came and stole his father's lands. You know, he's talking about Ireland. He's talking about hundreds and hundreds of years ago. But this movie has everything to it. I mean, the soundtrack is fantastic. The cinematography is great. Just a Ryan Coogler just knocks it out of the park. I love this movie. This is my movie of the year.
Ryan Coogler needs to make. They're wholly original, just like Fruitvale. Fruitvale Station's a real thing, but like you know, wholly original. And then you could tell there's much more story to tell because, you know, Smoke and Mary, like survive and like they run around America for 70 years.
Stack. He was the one
Stack. Yeah, right. Sorry. So Stack and Mary run around America for as vampires for 70 years. Like, I want to see some of that. Like, I want to see them making sure that Preacher Boy like becomes successful. Like, I want to like, you know, like I want to see them like the shadow behind everything. I think that would be really cool.
I am fine with where they left it, but if he took the same approach in the sense of originality and telling a great story, I don't care how many they would make, because this movie was fantastic, and I love. It's not just I love the movie. I love the world that he created in it.
Right. So great. All right. The last one is my favorite movie of 2025. I know it ranks high for you, but not your favorite, is F1. Everything about this movie just is what I want to see in a box office like sport. It's the highest grossing sports movie of all time. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
And it's just it's got an amazing cast. This kid, Damson Idris, who plays Joshua Pierce, Black Panther, maybe. Like, if you're gonna recast, like, Marvel, just like, but he is, like, just the tension and the antagonistic manner that he goes after Brad Pitt's character, is just like a fantastic young actor. Carrie Condon, who I think is a pretty underrated actress. I mean, I think she's most known for being the voice of Friday in the Avengers after Jarvis becomes Vision. But yeah, Javier Bardem is great in this movie. I like so where Gran Turismo like had a villain, like an actual villain from one of the other race teams, right? We knew there were
Yeah.
other drivers, but these two were the antagonists to each other. And
Yes.
um, Joseph Konopinski or Kaninsky,
'Cause-
who directed Top Gun Maverick, um, did a great job with this. I just like it looked great. It looked real. It felt real. Like this is like the Apple Vision Pro, the Apple like VR goggles.
Yes.
Like they have like a version of this movie to watch specifically on that. Like when
Oh,
F1 moves to Apple TV, like they are going to have cameras in the car where you can like sit there and feel like you're the driver.
that almost makes me
Right.
want to watch
Yeah.
and have the no, not just watch, but get those
Yeah.
VRs
Yeah, get the
because
Apple Vision Pro. But
yes,
yeah, it was, I don't know, just everything about this movie. I really, really liked. This is the highest rated movie at 8.5 out of 10 that I've had. I mean, in like 4 or 5 years.
so this is not my favorite movie. Sinners
No.
is.
Yeah.
This is my second favorite
Sinners
movie, even
is my
though I
third
have
favorite movie. It was my second favorite
even
movie
though I
until
have
saw Caught Stealing.
even though I have K-pop Demon Hunters rated higher, the F1 is a better movie, and I enjoyed them just about as much. But
Yeah.
there's more depth
Mhm.
in F1 just because of what you're dealing with.
Yep.
This movie was fantastic,
and
and
it's
it's absolutely a movie to
Yeah.
watch on the big
Oh,
screen
yeah.
if you can.
And it's like we talked about last year, right? Like Barbie was the best movie that came out last year, but oh wait, no, that's wrong. Oppenheimer was the best movie that came out last year. Barbenheimer
Yes.
was the best movie that came out last year. Anyway, but no, I mean like the difference is this is rewatchable. Oppenheimer, never again. I'll probably never see it
Yeah.
again for the rest of my life. Maybe
Yeah.
once, but and even then, it's just going to be to watch the Florence Pugh scene. But that being said, the, the movie's great. It's a self-contained story. It opens with NASCAR, like ends with F1, goes to Baja. Like it is such a well put together movie. Like
hmm
this is like, and we got so many of these. Like I'm just gonna kind of like jump past this real quick. Like we got so many well put together movies this year that succeeded to varying degrees for what they were trying to do. Like Karate Kid Legends was a well put together movie. It was a great story. Den of Thieves, Sinners, freaking Companion was a well put together movie that had a really good story. Wasn't on either of our lists. The Gorge, well put together story. It kind of floundered in the middle, but like they knew where they were going with it the entire time. And like that's what I'm excited for as we go into 2026. And I know we talked about like, and we always do this. We'll do what we're looking forward to in TV and movies as a standalone episode after we do TV next week. But like I haven't even started looking at what's coming out. Like all I know is Mercy comes out on like January 16th.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just looking at my list of movies that are in the 6 range this year.
Oh,
I mean, and again, 6 out of 10 for us, that's a solid movie.
Well, what did
Like,
Kenny say? It's
and there's
for me that's a 9.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of movies on here that didn't make the list that I had as 6, 7, or 7. Oh God, that I had as 7 or something like that, or
if
6,
a kid
5.
says that to you, you can kick them legally.
Oh, good. Thank you. But yeah, like I mean, you have
just
Hard
so
Eyes, you have Love Hurt that
I
didn't
had
make it.
Companion rated as a 6.7. So
Yeah. I had The Gorge as 6, 7. But I mean, you had Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning up there, Fountain of Youth, which was a really fun movie. So there were a lot of movies that were, I mean, just a good time, and not that they didn't necessarily knock the socks off of you in, like a F1 or a Sinners or something like that. But they were movies that when you think about like, I'll rewatch that again. There was a lot of movies like that where I would rewatch again that I gave that rating to.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a very good year for movies in the sense, and a lot of the movies I'm talking about, they weren't big budget movies. Some of these movies were like, I don't think Commando was a big budget movie. Hard Eyes, Love Hurts.
I had 13 movies at 7 or higher. Dude, like Fight or Flight was awesome. Like, I don't know how that didn't end up on my list. I just missed it.
Fight or Flight was really fun.
It was like so much fun, super frenetic. Anyway, but yeah, like I think what we can take away from 2016 or 2026 is we're back to 2016. Like good movies are coming out again.
Yes. We're past that, that point of
I think there's gonna
Hollywood.
I think there's gonna be just a couple stragglers for movies that like got made and pushed back and stuff like that. But
and you're going to be able to tell right away by the tone of if those movies were pushed back. Mm-hmm. Like you'll be able to tell.
Well, and they'll do bad at the box office too. So
2025.
We did have some stinkers this year too.
Yeah, we did.
Superman.
But as far as solid movies,
Weapons,
which I have I'm not watching that movie.
It's
not coloring my Tron Legacy opinion.
You're watching it.
I'll actually probably watch it when it comes on Disney or whatever.
When it hits Plus, you're watching it, and we're going to review it together.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not watching it again.
I would absolutely.
Anyway. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening again. Merry New Year. Thank you for joining us, coming back. Darryl, anything you want to add before we log off of this 10th annual Certified Infamous Movies episode?
No, I just really hope that 2026 is as good to us with movies as 2025 was.
I mean, I obviously know a bunch of stuff that's coming out. Like I'm super excited for Project Hail Mary just because the book was so good, and even though he is a liability in the defensive backfield, Ryan Gosling is quite the actor.
Yeah, so that I'm just hoping that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for listening. We will be back next week with the Certified Infamous TV shows. Spoiler, Landman is all 10. So there's not even 10 episodes of Landman per season. I think there might actually just be 10 episodes per season. But anyway, all 10 of those are my top 10 TV shows of 2027, 2025. Anyway, all right. Thank you all for listening. We will be back next week. And remember, be infamous. The Infamous Podcast is recorded in Kings Mills, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati. You can find new episodes every Sunday on Apple Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, our website, or anywhere podcasts are downloaded. This show is hosted by Darryl Jasper and me, Brian Tudor. To find more information about the show, visit us at infamouspodcast.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Infamous Podcast to keep up with the show. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/Infamous Podcast. We have some great rewards for our patrons and are looking for help to grow the show to bring you more of the content you want to hear. Music for this podcast is provided by Michael Henry from meetmichaelhenry.com. So, whenever you're listening to us, have a great day, night, evening, weekend, whenever it is, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.